I went to Sunday school. There were no churches there. There was a school, a little shed that we had Sunday school in, a Sunday school teacher there. And we used to get little texts, you know, little, I don't know if you've ever seen them, like a little postage stamp, and that's something written on them. And the only one I remember that really stuck on my mind, and it's as clear as a bell to me today as it was when I went there as a little boy, there's a little bluebird on it, you know, on a branch. And it said, God is love. And I never forgot it. And that picture stuck with me all my life, you know. So if I see love, when I see the mother with a child, you know, I see a little bit of what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
When I see not somebody that is in love with love, you know, not somebody that's playing with love, but somebody that loves unconditionally, they're not looking for something back, they're just enjoying loving. They appreciate the ability to love. Not that they now can make a trade. I'll love you if you love me. You know, that's not love. That's a trade, that's a deal. But the joy of loving and the privilege of being able to love. And then I realised how powerful that is. That you don't expect anything back. So when you do get something back, it's always a surprise. So your whole life is full of surprises. If you expect something, you're never surprised, are you? And if you don't expect it, you don't get it anyway. But if you just love, and there's no deals, your win is in the ability to love. Because most people lose that ability when they're very young. A little child loves. And unconditionally and completely. And then suddenly somebody doesn't receive it. They brush them aside like it's not important. It's just a little kid's love, you know? And their love is rejected. And they get hurt terribly. They really get hurt. You know, sometimes we forget what it was like as a kid. And they really get hurt. So they say, I'll love again, but not so much. Not quite so much. And they do love again, but not quite so much. And then they get hurt again. Their love is rejected. And then they said, I'll love again, but not quite so much. So that their capacity to love keeps reducing as they grow up. As it's not appreciated. So then in the finish, they can't love. Because they know that love means pain. They've associated love and pain. Is that it? So when they've got a connection between love and pain, they stop loving, and they're looking for someone to love them. Now without that condition of life, where a person is looking for someone to love them, all the ladies' magazines would go broke. Because they're telling you how to make somebody love you. Is that real? Estee Lauder and Max Factor. They would all go out of business. Because they're looking for someone to love them. Love me, aren't I beautiful? Haven't I got a beautiful body? Look at my hair, it's got that special stuff in it, you know? Look at my body, look at my skin. Why they'll even train themselves to walk in a way that they look at my walk, you know? So what they're saying is, I have to find somebody to love me. They've gone beyond loving, and now they've got to find someone to love them. And their whole effort is to get somebody to love them. Would you believe that? You ever seen it happen? You ever fell into the trap yourself a bit?
Yes.
Get guys going around to show, look what a successful guy I am. You know, I've got this Porsche car, and look at I'm a real jet setter, and you know, I'm really terrific. You know, I mean, I'm the kind of guy that you'd want to marry, wouldn't you? Because I'm wealthy, and you wouldn't have any money worries, would you? Right? You wouldn't have any money worries, and I've got a lovely personality, so I'd always have Sheilas, wouldn't I? So when I go around and I'd always have Sheilas, it gives you a lot of freedom, doesn't it? It gives you just in case a lot of freedom. You'd have lots of money and a nice house. Marry me. What he wants is a cheap housekeeper. He's smart. If you calculated what it costs to get a housekeeper to do what a wife does, you couldn't afford one on your income. You realise that's true?
Yeah.
Not so much true now as it used to be, because a man bucks in and does a few things, you know. But if there was a time when that was the man, all he got was a contracted housekeeper. I promise to love you, to love and to cherish till death do us part. You know, he gets the girl to say that, and she does that before God and before the church and before the state, and then he goes out and cuckolds her, you know. But don't you made that oath? You know, you made that oath. No matter what I do, for better or worse. And it's worse, isn't it? You still love me. No matter what I do, you can love me. And it won't stand up. It won't stand up because it's not honest, you know? Because people, they started off on the wrong foot. Love wasn't there to start with. It was a deal. Lots of people do walk over broken glass just to have somebody that could be a friend. Have you ever met a lot of people that can be a friend, a real friend? Not many. So they just, but then when they're married to the woman that can be a good friend, they find out about how important friendship is, and then they can be good. What happens when they can both be good friends, they're happy for the rest of their life. You know, that's the only motivation I can see, where you're married because you want something from another person at work. There are so many advantages in understanding friendship. Now, friendship is just love. But it's a different kind of love that a man feels for a woman. I mean, I think when you get older, you've got, like Jen and I think we've got, well, I don't think I know, we've got friendship. It's the basis. But with that friendship, it's an automatic love. It's automatically there. So, but the friendship makes the love stay nothing. The fact that the love is still there, and it will be there till the day I die. And till the day that we're separated through death. You know? It'll always be there. And that's not a bad feeling, isn't it? I said to Chad today, I'm going to tell the people of Kenya one day about love. And I'm saying, get a picture of the person that you're fond of. What about if he only had 1.5 legs? 1 arm? A horrible growth on the end of their nose. Blind. Halitosis in the breath.
That's getting really hard.
No consciousness of either as a spirit or a human. Pure animal. Would your love persist? Would it? Because love belongs to the human. And if the human is not there, there is no love. The child in us loves. If that's not there, there is no love. You can be smart as howdy-doody, you can be a really intelligent person, you can be very bright and a genius. But if you've suppressed your human, you don't know what love is. Because the only one who will ever teach you about love is the child in yourself. That's the only thing, the only way you'll ever learn about love. You won't learn about it from a book, and you won't learn about it from Solomon's love songs. You won't learn it from any written or published articles. You won't learn it by sex. You may as well say I could learn about love from a cockroach because they understand sex. They can reproduce quite well, is that? Or rats. But you don't think they can teach you about love? No, the human spirit in us, the child in us, no, and the only source of love you'll ever know about love. You know I'm not a Bible basher, don't you?
What?
No? I'm not a Bible basher, I'm not a religious man. But I've studied the Bible because it's a pretty good, both the Old Testament and the New Testament. I spent 10 months just on the New Testament with a minister just to find out, because I thought, now, anything that's written like that, and so many people believe in it, there must be something in it, There must be survival. So I read it like it's a book on martial arts, on how to live. Not like it's a religious thing that I've got to believe in. I don't believe in anything. So I studied it and I learned a lot about life. But it spoke in parables like turn the other cheek. It doesn't mean if somebody socked you on. Can you imagine if somebody hit me on one side of the cheek, I'd turn the other one? Is that true? But what it does say, that if a person does something wrong to you, if you understand them enough, you know that every man is quite noble and beautiful, but they have something else controlling their mind to make them do something that's not beautiful or noble. Is that right? They've got an identity that comes in and gets them to do something that's unkind. But if you realise but man himself is quite beautiful. So when you turn the cheek, you forgive everybody. There's nothing to forgive, you just understand. A person does something wrong to you, and you understand that it wasn't them. If they hurt you, and you're their friend, and they hurt you, well, it's not them. They're unhappy about hurting you. So you don't have to make them more unhappy by getting nasty with them. Is that right? Because that part of them that is unhappy because they hurt you, because they were your friend, that's the child. So you've got the child, and then you've got the other thoughts that come in there that says, oh, bugger you, I did that, you made me do that. I wouldn't have done that to you if you hadn't done that. See, what made me do that is that you did that, and you did it 3 times. After the 3rd time I said, right, you can cop it back, I'll give it to you. That's my justification. Justification, 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 justification. Another word for stupidity. Spelled differently. There's nothing to justify. You look beyond the apparency of man to the reality is. The reality is man is beautiful. When I say man, I mean woman, Woman is man, just different shape. She's both spirits. Both have a child. They've both got a child spirit. Child fathers. So I don't differentiate man and woman. Habit is man. You took it out. Custom. People. I know who you are, so I can't deny that. I've looked past the appearance of you to who you really are. So if I look at a beautiful park and I see some dog shit, I don't forget the park and just see the dog shit. Would you? And why do that with people? And if you try to control someone with a lie, to influence them with a lie or control them with a lie, they'll punish you for it. And they won't even know they're doing it. Unconsciously they'll punish you for it because you're using a lie to control them, to influence them. You're not vulnerable, you're not really honest. What's anything that's vulnerable? If you're vulnerable and you have no fear, no one will hurt you. That's why a little bird can drop out of a tree and you pick it up and worry about it, and how can you get it back? You ever done things like that? It's so vulnerable. And it has no fear. And it still has that God-given ability to love. They haven't lost it. So you immediately look after it. You really want to look after it. You want to do everything you can to have it survive. Is that true? Yeah. These are the truths of life. These are the building blocks of survival. My human's very strong. And it loves a lot. But then again, I don't protect it, and I don't put it back here. I let it come out and get hurt. And then I'll fix it up again, and it gets stronger, and it gets hurt, and I fix it up and get stronger, and I let it get hurt again, and I get stronger. But I don't protect it, and it does get hurt, and I fix it up again. But every time I fix it up again, it gets stronger. And if I protect it from getting hurt, it'll remain weak. So being vulnerable is the path to becoming strong. Is that much to you? She might, oh, tremendous noise coming. Being vulnerable is the path to getting strong. And yet we avoid that, don't we? We don't want to be vulnerable. Your human is going to get hurt if you're going to get strong. If you're going to have a strong human, it's going to get hurt and you're going to fix it up. Only by understanding. And understanding comes with compassion. And that is experiencing it over there. It's not sympathetic. It needs compassion. Compassion is so far ahead sympathy that it's not even funny. You just never give sympathy. The only other thing, one of the other things, because if you've got a human and you're aware of that human, you haven't got a right to destroy another body. Because the child in you cares about the human. It wants the life of that body. It wants to run its life course. And you don't commit overt acts against the human spirit. So you mightn't care about the body. A spirit can very blasé about bodies. They can give it trophies or neglect it or do all sorts of things to the body, but the child in you really cares about the body. So if you want to hurt a body, get permission from the child first, which you'll never get. So because the child in you stops you from doing that, and thank the Lord for that child that you have there, because that stops you from really doing some stupid things, which you'll never forgive yourself for. Am I getting to you how important the child is? The only part of you that loves is the child. The spirit doesn't love, it understands. It doesn't love, it just understands.